Hey, Only Friends episode 8. The mess continues. That whole conversation that Ray and Sand had outside of the bar, it was very telling. It was like they were having two conversations at the same time. Like, Ray, you're literally telling this man, can we still be friends because I'm so happy when I'm with you? And it's like, you would think that you would be happy with your man. What do you mean by that? So I love that Sand kept saying, oh, I'm sure you'll be happy with Mew. I'm sure you'll do everything that you did with me, with Mew. You might be happier. And basically, like, kind of throwing it in his face, like, girl, you got what you wanted, right? I'm clearly not that important to you because you didn't waste any time jumping on Mew when you got the opportunity. And now you want to come out here and try to be like, oh, I still want to be friends. I'm so happy when we're together, girl. Sand shut that shit down immediately and was like, no, we don't need to be friends. We don't have anything in common. Like, girl, you got your man. Sand was clearing Ray, and you could clearly see that Ray was like not expecting Sand to react that way. Ray is also a little manipulator. He has been manipulating Sand the entire time. And I know later in the episode, like, Ray lets it be known that obviously he knew that Sand liked him. Who didn't know that Sand liked Ray? Look at the way that Sand looks at Ray. Look at the way that Sand is literally always there to protect Ray and save the day. Of course, Ray knew that Sand liked him. Ray may be a lot of things, but Ray is not an idiot. And Ray would bat them little eyes and say, no, 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 no. And Sand would fold immediately every single time. So, girl, Ray knew exactly the power that he had over Sand. And I feel like Ray thought that Sand was just gonna chill and still be readily available to him while he tried to figure out what the tea was with Mew. You cannot just press pause, go fool around with somebody else, think that I'm about to be right here, and then press play. I don't know what the point was with Plug and Yo's little breakup situation at the beginning either. I'm gonna assume that we're gonna come back to it in another episode, but yeah. But like, let's talk about Ray and Mew for a second, because girl, they're a hot mess. And there's no way that Ray doesn't know that Mew is using him for a rebound. Now all of a sudden he wants to party, do drugs, drink, smoke. He's literally acting like a completely different person. And this is supposed to be one of your best friends, and you're not cute in. Or maybe Ray is just okay and is just aware that this is all he's gonna get, and he's just trying to bask in it while he can because he knows it's not gonna last long. Anyway, Mew irritated me the entire episode because, sir, the games you're playing, girl, are you not tired? I understand you're hurt. You were hurt by your mans and your bestie. It's like he was coming undone in like this episode. And I feel like also, in a way, he was also low-key trying to, again, I feel like Ray is always made out to be the bad guy. Not to say that he's not, because Ray has been consistently not great in every single episode. Like, we've seen zero character development. He hasn't even had character regression. He's just been steady, the same. And there are theories that the show is being told in from different perspectives of all the characters, and I kind of like that theory. And it speaks volumes that Ray is the exact same person in every single episode. So if it is being told from different characters' perspectives, like, he's viewed exactly the same by everyone. And I think that's very interesting because everyone else has kind of shown, I guess, different sides of themselves, or they've been the perception of other people is different, and it varies from each episode. Not too much, but like you're seeing different sides of the characters, and we have yet to see like a different side of Raymond. I don't think that Ray actually is in love with Mew. I think Ray is in love with the idea of being with Mew. And I think it's because out of everyone, Mew is the only one who has consistently been there for Ray prior to Sand in his lowest times, or has taken the time and the effort to actually get to know him past, you know, what we all see. This entire episode, Ray's focus was on Sand and getting high. Like, Ray was not thinking about Mew. There's no way you don't know that he's just using you to get a reaction on top. Like, girl, Mew is stuck on top. Mew wants to be with the top, and they're gonna get back together. None of these couples should really be together, because let's be for real. While yes, Ray is very manipulative when it comes to Sand, Mew is very manipulative when it comes to everybody, and he's definitely trying to manipulate and take advantage of Ray and manipulate the situation to make everybody else look terrible and him look innocent and leave the entire situation unscathed. Then we have Top, who is in his redemption era. Now, Top went to Chum at the restaurant, and they're both worried about him, and Top is like, can you just help me? Doesn't even matter if we get back together, I'm just worried about him. Can you help me? Okay. Now all of a sudden at this party, the police show up. And I'm sorry, but the way Top and Chum reacted, it's giving setup. Police literally only reacted like aggressively towards Ray. They walked through this whole damn hostel. They was not patting nobody down. They were not searching anybody. They didn't do any of that to anyone else. And as soon as they got to Ray, now they searching pockets. And then Top conveniently having a bribe at the ready. Who carries around a bribe? Well, I think Top and Chum set that whole thing up. But the gag is Mew was literally passed out, so he didn't even see any of this take place. I don't think Ray is going to learn from this situation, because Ray doesn't seem to learn from any of the situations that he is in. And I still need to know, like, what the hell did Ray's father ask Sand to help him with? Ray, how dare you? Again, playing around with Sand. You got Mew, kicked Sand to the curb, came to the damn music room talking about some, oh, can you help me with my community service? Thank you, Sand, for being like, don't you got a man? Ask your man to go with you. But of course, all Ray had to do was bat them eyes and say, please, and Sand folded immediately. And then at this damn party, had the nerve, the gall, to come in between Sand and what was going to be his man for the evening. So anyways, what y'all doing? Why are you in this man's business? To be like, oh, I know you like me. You're always gonna be mine. I can have feelings for multiple people if I want to. And then forced himself on him. Please. Sir, what are you doing? What are you doing? Honestly, I wanted Sand to punch him in his damn face. I'll take the push, but a punch would have sufficed. Ray is annoying in every episode. It's just, you feel like and hope that he will get better, and then he just doesn't. But then let's get into Boston. He was drinking alone at the bar, and it was kind of implying that maybe he was actually starting to have feelings for Nick, and that betrayal of him wiretapping his car, like, really hurt him. And I don't like Chum's brother. I feel like Chum's brother is up to no good. Her brother is weird to me. And I don't think Choom is that great either. So low-key, I feel like her brother would also not be that great. I want to know, like, what is the photo that Adam saw that made him want to be like, oh, I want you to take my picture too. And I know that in the preview, it looks like they're definitely going to hook up. But I'm hoping that Boston is going to be like, actually, never mind. Because Boston, please don't hook up with her brother, because I feel like his intentions are no bueno. I feel like Boston is kind of going through it because obviously his friends are icing him out, and then he was betrayed by somebody that I feel like he really might have began to have feelings for. I don't know. I felt for Boston a little bit more in this episode because he showed like a bit more of emotion, and I feel like maybe Boston acts the way that he does because he's afraid to show emotion or be attached to people emotionally because he feels like they're going to betray him, and maybe that's why he's so hurt by Nick. And which would make sense because of the field that his dad is in. Like, his dad is literally a politician. I feel like Boston doesn't hold everybody in the friend group on like the same level. Like, I feel like he's really, or maybe he was past tense, really close with Ray, and then he became friends with everybody else. I just feel like Boston doesn't trust the friend group, and that's why he acts the way that he acts. Because I feel like he was telling Nick stuff that he didn't even tell to like the friend group. And then Ray also that night at Yo's bar was like, oh, Boston tells me everything. So I feel like Boston is really and truly only like close with Ray. And then Choom, she kind of rubbed me the wrong way this episode too. I feel like every time Choom gets like more than 30 seconds of camera time, it's always after some drama has happened and she makes whatever the drama was about her. And that's a little odd. I don't care. I just feel like Choom and Top set Ray up, and then now you're like yelling and screaming at him. I get it. You're trying to get him to not be the way that he is. But also, like, I don't know if the whole squad really messes with Choom like that. Like, I just feel like her and Mew are besties. But as far as, like, Ray and Boston go, I feel like they're friends. But if they hadn't been brought together by other people, they probably wouldn't be friends, you know? I think those are my thoughts. Is that all I wanted to talk about? Top and Choom set Ray up. San is in love with Ray. Top and Yor in love with each other. And Boston is just scared. Yeah. Oh. I do not like Nick's boss, Dan. He gives me creepy weirdo vibe. And preview for the next episode, you can call me Daddy Dan because we're not at work. Disgusting. Also, remember when Nick went through Boston's phone and there was a contact named Daddy? I bet that's him. He gives me weirdo vibes, and I feel like he is what's gonna bring Boston and Nick back into each other's lives. Because he's weird, and I feel like Boston knows that he's weird. Okay, so now those are my thoughts on Only Friends episode 8. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let's chat it up, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!